the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu, better known by his stage name, Bobi Wine. He has a new single out. It's called Don't Pay Our Oppressor. It takes aim at Ugandan leadership and more. On his latest track, the musician, who has served also as a parliament member while being public enemy #1 at times in Uganda, accuses the East African nation's president, Yoweri Museveni, and other African leaders of holding on to power as the people suffer and live in poverty. Joining me now to break down the song and so much more is the musician turned politician, the legend, Bobi Wine. Bobi, thanks so much for joining me on Black News tonight. Let's start by talking about this new song. It's a wonderful song, Don't Pay Our Oppressor. What is the message that you were looking to communicate to the people?
Thank you very much for having me. The song Don't Pay Our Oppressor, which we did together with Robin Owl and Dr. Craig Mills, is a song that tries to add further communication to the plight of Africans, but more particularly Ugandans, who find it rather immoral to see that the development community, the West, and more particularly the United States, is very much in collaboration with known oppressors, with known human rights abusers. For example, in Uganda, the United States pays close to $1 billion every year to General Museveni's army, which army is worldwide known for abuse of human rights, for the breakdown of the rule of law, for abduction and killing innocent people. But at the same time, while the United States and other development partners have issued statements, criticizing rigging election, criticizing human rights abuses, it's unfortunate that they still sponsor, they still pay the oppressor.
You talked about President Museveni. What has Uganda been like under his rule? Talk about the conditions.
Well, General Museveni took power in Uganda in 1986, 35 years ago, by force of arms. And since then, Uganda has been under capture. Uganda has been under gun rule. Uganda is a country that has never seen a peaceful transition of power. And yes, while General Museveni promised to stay in power for only 4 years, while he promised democracy, respect for human rights and the rule of law, nothing has come true since then. While elections are being held, they are blatantly rigged, just like the recent election in Uganda that happened early this year, where the internet was switched off, where I, as the leading opposition leader, was arrested on the nomination day and indeed kept under house arrest on election day and close to a month later, while my entire campaign team was arrested and kept under detention. And as we speak right now, abductions of all my supporters is ongoing while they're being kept in known and unknown detention centers. So that is the state of Uganda. The economy continues to go down. The healthcare system is a dead one. The education system is a dead one. Uganda is the only country currently in Africa that has schools still closed while military schools are open. That's the state of Uganda today.
One of the questions many people have is the role of the United States, of France, of other, quote unquote, China, of other superpowers and other Western nations that aren't quite superpowers in maintaining the status quo. I mean, the world's attention is on Uganda. There's the International Criminal Court, there's international human rights organizations, there's public censure. There's a way to intervene or at least acknowledge what's going on in Uganda. Do you feel like the international community is helping? Are they enabling? Are they hurting things? What's our role?
I'll talk about what the role of international community is. I'll talk about what they are doing versus what they are supposed to do. What the international community is expected to do, and indeed what we've been calling upon the international community to do, is not so much, but to hold the Ugandan administration accountable to the values that we all adhere, profess, to the values of the statutes that we are signatory to. We've been calling upon the international community to, make the rule of law, the respect for human rights, and this respect for democracy a precondition for cooperation with Uganda. Unfortunately, none of that has been heeded to. That, in a way, communicates that the standard of human rights in Uganda is not the same standard in the rest of the world. We've severally said it, that if what General Museveni is doing in Uganda is done by another president in Europe or in another country, then he wouldn't be president, I'm sure, for the following week. Unfortunately, it is seen as if the standard of human rights in Uganda is lower, or in Africa is lower than other nations' standards of human rights. So we are calling upon the United States and the entire development community not to continue being seen as partners in crime. For example, the administration in Uganda is not legitimate because we did not have a free and fair election like it has been happening many other times. The European Union issued a statement criticizing the fake elections that we just had, because even the European Union election observers were blocked from coming to observe the elections. The same thing with the United States. The United States Foreign Department issued a statement to the same effect, because the elections that we held in January this year were indeed fake elections. Unfortunately, these have only stopped at being statements, but they've not been followed through with action, unlike other countries.
Absolutely. Action is indeed important, Bobby, and one of the things that you've always done is put your words to action through your music, through your activism, and through your courageous voice. I pray for your continued protection and safety as you continue to be a dissident and necessary voice in Uganda and really around the world. Thank you so much for joining me on Black News Tonight, and best of luck with the new single.